Hello, my name is Connie Liu. I'm an undergraduate at MIT, and today we're going to be talking about the evolution of eukaryotes. So if you look at this timeline, the Earth actually formed 4.6 billion years ago. But not until 2.5 billion years after that did eukaryotes form. So why did it take so long for this to happen? As you know, eukaryotes are pretty complicated cells. At least they're much more complicated than prokaryotes, which arose in after 3.5 billion years. Or sorry, 3.5 billion years before today. So what took them so long? Essentially, eukaryotes have actually a pretty complicated way of forming, and scientists currently have a theory that this is eukaryotes developed based on endosymbiosis. And this theory basically explains why eukaryotes have organelles and why they're so much larger and so much more complicated than prokaryotes. And it's because we start out at step 1 over here. And then step 1 is showing you basically the protobionts that were popular after the 3.5 billion years that it took for life to form. So this is the original cell, the protobiont. It had some genetic information and it was enclosed in a cell membrane. But then as you move on to the second stage, this cell starts infolding, and these infolds are allowing for the endomembrane system to occur. Things like the endoplasmic reticulum and the Golgi complex were able to form by the cell membrane kind of infolding on itself and forming these on the inside. Then at these joints right here, they would pinch off, and then that's what leads you to stage 3, when these organelles are completely formed and enclosed within the cell. Obviously, with the addition of organelles within here, the cell would become larger, which is why you see a larger form right here in step 3 than in step 1. But then something really, really important happened, and that's when endosymbiosis comes in. So a lot of theories about eukaryotic cells talk about how the mitochondria and the chloroplast were actually probably independent cells in the past, and then they were just engulfed by these eukaryotic or pseudo-eukaryotic cells. The reason that they say this is for multiple reasons. Mitochondria and chloroplast, for one, have their own DNA, which is kind of odd for a organelle to have. They have their own genetic information, which kind of suggests that they were independent cells to begin with. Second off, they have a double membrane. So this double membrane kind of tips you off that they could have been individual cells in the past as well, because they have a single membrane, and then this other second membrane would probably be the pinched off part from the membrane of the cell itself, thus causing a double membrane, or a membrane over the membrane that the mitochondria or chloroplasts originally had. And third off, they also have their own ribosomes, and this is also really big because they can they're basically then self-sufficient. They have their own genetic information, and they have their own way of creating proteins, which allows them to kind of show that they were independent at some point, which is the theory of endosymbiosis. But as theories convey, it is not completely proven yet, but it is a very compelling theory to look at. So definitely take that theory with a grain of salt, but it's a very interesting idea to consider. So fourth off, for this fourth stage, you can see that the mitochondria or chloroplast is being enveloped by the pseudo-eukaryotic cell, and then is operating from within it now. So it's able to provide this cell energy and thus metabolize, which is the other important part of living things and what they need to be able to do by themselves. So that's what the mitochondria or chloroplast provide for the eukaryote.